2 years ago, we won this match. We beat Mark Selby in a best of 7 to lift the Bet Scottish Open. However, this year, 2 years later, we have made the final again, but the stakes are so much higher. It is a best, not of 7, but of 17. We're playing a long match as opposed to a medium match, and today it is not Mark Selby, but Judd Trump we have to beat to lift the Scottish Open again. Hello there folks, it is TIJ Gaming and welcome back to the Snooker 19 Pro Career with Neil Robertson, and it is part 39 of Season 3 and part 156 of the series as a whole for you guys who are keeping score. Today it's one of those special episodes, isn't it? We start the final of the Scottish Open against Judd Trump. My last ranking final was the Gibraltar Open last year. We lost that against Mark Selby, and we also got to the Snooker Shootout final last year, which we beat John Higgins in. We've been in a couple of other ranking finals. We got to this final 2 years ago, as I alluded to. We won that against Mark Selby. And we've also played in a ranking event final against Judd Trump in the International Championships in Season 1. We lost to Judd Trump, however, on that occasion by 4 frames to 3. But before we get into the action, so let's have a quick look at some stats, etc., that make up this tournament. So let's have a look at the route we've took to get to the final. Now, we played 6 matches to get here. We beat Sanderson Lamb, Dominic Dale and Joe Perry all fairly easily in best of 5s by 3 frames to 0. But just look at those next 3 opponents we've faced to get here. We have done a really good job to beat all 3 of those. First off, 5th in the rankings, John Higgins. We beat him in a best of 5, 3 frames to 1. Then the stakes went up. We played against the Welsh potting machine, Mark Williams, who is, I believe, 4th in the rankings. Yes, 4th in the rankings is Willow, and we beat him by 5 frames to 2. But our best result, without a doubt, was that whooping of Mark Allen, in a best of 11 at the semi-final stage, 6 frames to 1. And that's how we've got here to the final. So how's our season gone so far? We've played in 12 tournaments. We've got to the final of 2 of those, of course. One is this one, of course. And, of course, we faced Judd Trump in the final of the Shanghai Masters earlier on in the season. You'll find out what scoreline that ended in when we have a look at our matchup history against Judd Trump in just a minute. But the season started pretty well, actually. After 4 tournaments, I was absolutely chuffed, and I think that thought can extend to after 6 tournaments. We were a little bit unlucky, particularly against Ning Junhui, not to get to the final of the China Championship. And then things started to implode a little bit. We went out of the English Open at the last 64 to Mark Joyce, but as you can see, that's the only tournament where we've done especially bad in. And then we had the conspiracy starter. We played Mark Allen all the time. And we went out at the quarterfinal of the International Championship to him. Lost a lot of prize money. That's why we're down in 11th place in the rankings. We did go into the top 10 at one point, but because we lost that money from the International Championships, unfortunately, we dropped out of that top 10. We got only to the first round of the Champion of Champions. Mark Allen beat us again there. We got to the last 16 of the Northern Ireland Open. Ronnie O'Sullivan faced us and beat us. But in the second Home Nations tournament, we did a little bit better. In the last 16, we beat Mark Allen. We got to the quarter-final and lost against Barry Hawkins by 6 frames to 4. But of course, because we are here in the final means that we are the finalists. So we're going to be at least the runner-up in this tournament. So that is not a bad start to the season. It seems crazy to think now that we are pretty much in the midpoint of the season. So if we look at the matchup history then between myself and Judd Trump, the start of Season 1 wasn't too great for us. We actually played Judd Trump 6 times in the whole of Season 1. He beat us twice in the first 2 matches, as I said, in that final, particularly in that International Championships final, and in the Champion of Champions semi-final as well. I'll tell you what, I can't remember that match. But then we beat him twice in a row. We beat him at the last 16 stage here in Season 1, so that's going to be a lot more prize money for Judd Trump to add to his prize pot, because last 16 is roughly about, let's say, 7,000, so at least 23,000 for Judd Trump. In addition to his current ranking status. Then we beat him in the quarterfinal of the Daffabet Masters in Season 1, but at the end of the season we started to tail off, which is going to be an advantage for us come the end of Season 3, because every tournament pretty well, we should have an advantage in terms of getting our prize money back in the 2-year ranking system. And then in Season 2 and 3, we're unbeaten against Judd Trump, so the omen looks pretty good. We beat him twice in Season 2. We beat him in the Daffabet Masters semi-final by 4 frames to 0. Final we then went on to beat Mark Williams in. And then we beat him in the Coral Players Championship quarter-final, only to be knocked out by our nemesis at that time, Mark Selby. But recently this season we played against him in the Shanghai Masters and beat him by a whopping 11 frames to 4 in a best of 21. So that's all the stats done. I'll just quickly show you the rankings. So it is confirmed that if we do lose this final, we will lose £40,000 in the rankings, which will probably put, well, it will, won't it? It'll put us down in 14th. I can't see Murph, Hawkins or Gilbert losing that such amount that we can stay above them. But for Judd Trump at least, he's going to extend his advantage at the top of the rankings. Remember, Mark Selby was the man in the final in Season 1. So he'll lose a little bit of money, so whatever happens, Judd Trump will extend his gap at the top of the championship in the rankings. Obviously, we've got this tournament in our trophy cabinet, so we're looking to add it for a third time and get our third ranking event title. So without any further ado, let's get into it. This is the Scottish Open final. We're going to play the first 4 frames on today's episode, just get into it, and then play 6 frames on the next episode, episode 40. That'll take us up to frame 10, and then in the final episode, if needed, I very much hope it's needed, especially if we're struggling against Judd, then we'll play whatever frames are remaining. But in the Shanghai Masters final, we only really needed that third session to a small extent, because I think we only needed 2 frames, something like that. Here we are then. We've been here before, the Scottish Open final.
And the Scottish fans are guaranteed to make this a great occasion.
Out there, and I do like that red shirt, I have to say, with the red waistcoat. It suits him. Interesting, because Judd Trump's not really been up there massively recently. It's been Mark Williams and Mark Allen winning the tournaments. But by knocking those 2 out and being on the right side of the tournament tree, we face Judd Trump in the final. There is the Stephen Hendry Trophy that hopefully we will lift after getting 9 frames against Judd Trump. But this is going to be an exciting one, and Judd Trump breaks off for the first frame. And it wouldn't be a Snooker 19 video without the dog barking down the garden, would it? Final or not. But off the break off, Judd Trump has left us a starter.
This really is tricky.
Remember, we've only given up 4 frames in the entirety of the tournament so far. We've done very well. And it'd be great to continue that streak.
8.
Pace is critical here.
I do wonder what the dog barks at sometimes.
9.
I really do. A little bit straight on the black, unfortunately.
Lots of power on this shot.
Not really got a split there, so
Ball a tad there.
that's a shame. Unless that red,
16.
this red goes. No, I didn't think it did. So in line with that, just a safety. Hopefully we don't leave that red on that's on the other side of the pack. And that is very nicely lined up behind the yellow.
He's played that very well.
Neil Robertson.
That's Judd Trump in a snooker. 2 reds, 2 blacks. So good start for us. And not a bad escape actually from there.
That's a shocking shot. I really don't understand what happened there.
Alright, calm down, Folds. But this is going to be an incredibly tricky pot from here. Just the angle. I mean, look at it. Well, it's quite literally just a thin nick, isn't it? But the problem is, we can't hit it that hard because we need to line ourselves up for the blacks. So this is going to be tricky.
He's playing the safety and aiming to get the cue ball tight against the cushion.
Well, apparently he was playing the safety there, but we potted it. And to be fair, it's pulled up. It's done okay.
1.
Don't quite know what planet David Hendon was on there, but there you go.
Well, I'm not surprised he's taking on the long pot here.
Take on the long blue. Position ourselves for a long pot on the red, which we are more than comfortable with.
Queuing there, really good.
6.
And just trying to accumulate the points in this first frame. In any final, in any match, but
The right corner.
especially in a final. That first frame is always the toughest to get.
He's queuing extremely well here.
If you can get off to that start pretty much straight away, and that's fantastic.
He's looking to pop this.
This is
into
a
the
risky
corner
shot.
pocket.
But it's there. But where's that red going? Oh, that is unbelievable. We played the positive shot.
Neil Robertson.
We opened up the reds, and one of them has gone into the left centre pocket. That is rather unfortunate. It gives Judd Trump a big chance now to take this first frame. Sometimes you just have to play the positive shots, and 9 times out of 10 that would have been absolutely fine. Apart from that pot, that illegal pot, the Reds have split quite well, which obviously works to Judd's advantage now, rather than who it was intended for. I don't think that black goes, though. So it's going to have to be blue or lower. Oh no, the black does go, sorry. And that black puts Judd on level pegging in this frame. Not really a surprise, wouldn't take long. Especially after that 7 points we were given for the foul. Sorry, the 7 points he was given for the foul.
Tricky shot here.
Ooh, well.
Missed it.
Went for the long pot on the green ball, and it's not paid off for him. So, we get a second chance. As long as this cue ball pulls up. Oh, it's annoying the black won't go. Can just about get to the blue though. Not ideal.
Well, no surprises here with the long pot attempt.
And it's there.
What a pot that is! Goodness me, that's a real cracker.
6.
I don't know if I've ever heard David Hendon use the word cracker. Nicked that from Dennis Tyler. How terrible. How dare he.
7.
I must admit though, once Judd Trump got in the balls, I thought, well, that's the frame over.
14.
But amazingly, it's not. I'd have probably gone for the blue myself, you know, if faced with that sort of shot. We've hit that even at 15% a little bit too hard. Amazing how shots can go like that sometimes. This isn't ideal.
Well, he's taking it on to the left corner.
Oh, well. Oh!
Down it
I
goes.
thought the black had missed. It went off both jaws, which usually means it misses.
22.
But I think that... Oh no, the red will go. Tell you what, if polish was the way, if that was the thing we were going for at the start of this
Just
final, I
wants to
don't think
stick
either
this
of us have
into
achieved
the
that.
corner pocket.
But there's bound to be nerves.
Well played.
It's a home nation event, and a cheque for £70,000. It's
22.
enough to make any player a little bit excited, even the likes of Judd.
30.
Tough shot coming up.
Great shot.
But this is certainly a good chance
Wonderful
now.
shot.
31.
Just the black and the red needed. Half the way there. Not positioned ourselves brilliantly for that, but I don't think it should be a problem to pot this red. Just a shame that we have to cannon into the other one.
So, just the red required here.
And barring snookers, we've made a good start to this Scottish Open final by taking the first frame.
39.
Great stuff.
He's an expert long potter and he's taking this on.
Well, you have to say we got away with
That's a beauty.
potting the red from that split.
44.
That could have been disastrous.
45.
But alas, it wasn't.
This is a challenging shot along the cushion.
I have to say, we look pretty good. 1/9 of the way there.
Just the colours to go. In it goes.
50.
Well, he's looking at potting this into the right corner pocket.
It's a good pot and a good position.
Lovely done.
53.
I think we've got more polished as we've gone through this frame, certainly.
$57.
This will be a nice clearance, to be honest. If we can get it
Pots on,
off
and he's going
75.
for it.
I don't think we'll get the... Well, unless we get it in the final, of course. I don't think we'll get the high break of the tournament. I don't actually think. I could be wrong. We might have made one century along the way, but I don't actually think we've made a century. I know in that last match against Allen, the high break was 98. And I can't remember making one against Williams. I could be wrong. But a great clearance here in the first frame of 75 means that we take the first frame of this final.
75. And the first frame, Neil Robertson.
And that is the frame.
So frame number 2,
So, a one-frame
ourselves to
advantage.
break.
We'll be looking to build more pressure on his opponent in this frame.
This is a good crowd in
He
today.
has only a slender lead.
Still a few empty seats though, which is remarkable. Don't quite get Snooker 19 for that. But nevertheless, it's what happens on the table that's the most important here. I'm not sure whether they were trying to go for a coronavirus look possibly and predict it 12 odd months ago. Having no fans, possibly,
chance here.
who knows. But, again,
Really nice opening red.
from that safety shot, Judd Trump has left the red. Only a little bit of a tempter. Nothing that's too much of a concrete chance. You wouldn't expect him to leave anything easy.
He's playing for the right corner here.
Don't know how to hit this, because if we do, it's going straight for the corner
Well,
pocket.
An excellent pot.
He really looks in fine form at the moment.
6.
So black's off limits for a little while. Well, to be honest, I don't really know how we
7.
change that.
This will need good cueing. Really aggressive potting there. That took some guts.
He's looking very sharp at the moment.
12.
Guess this is the opportunity. Just try and give the red a nice tap. That's
Not ideal.
not quite ended the way I wanted it to.
13.
So,
This shot depends on perfect pace. He'll be
end of
conscious
break,
not
just play it behind the black.
cue ball here.
Neil Robertson.
Give him some work to do. But equally, we haven't played that all that well.
That could have finished a little
We
better.
left the red, but we haven't been punished for it once again.
Judd Trump. 1.
Because he only made one there. Couldn't get on the black. This looks good. This looks good. Oh, it is good.
Very well judged shot there. He needs good control.
So he's in a bit of
over
bother
the
again.
white with this shot.
Brilliant long red, you have to say. He took, but after that couldn't get anything.
That was a really tough shot.
And he's left us an
Haven't worked
immediate
out all that well.
opportunity.
He's going for the left centre here.
Oh,
Tremendous pot.
That's a wonderful, wonderful
I
pot.
thought we'd missed that immediately after we took it. But it was okay. Just.
So, this pot's into the right corner. He's
It's not
lost
quite
position
worked.
here.
It's not worked at all, in fact.
4.
Well, he's aiming to get the cue ball safe here.
Ooh. Oh, here we go. Just tried to put it on that top cushion, not giving much of a chance. And to be fair, it's okay. I thought it was going to go right over the pocket, but it's okay. That was a good safety from ourselves there, if I say so myself. And a good one from Judd, to be fair.
He's played that very well.
I'm just playing to the reds here. There's all kinds of risks involved. Can always leave a pot on, but no. Just get this to a touching ball stage, I think. I'll be very careful how hard we hit this, because it's very easy to leave a pot on in these exchanges. I can hear this crowd shouting re-rack. Oh, for Christ's sake. Mind you, I don't blame him. Oh, well. I don't really understand why he's done that. To be fair, I'll tell you something, he's very much got away with that. Because he's actually not left any pots, I don't think, on here, apart from this one to the middle. And I think we're just going to have to take it on, because there's no way we can play a safety.
Goes, half a chance.
And it's there.
Brilliant. What a pot.
Well, he couldn't have played that any better. Superb positional shot.
What a strange choice of shot from Judd. As I said, he very nearly got away with it.
Right up his street.
Because he didn't leave any easy chance. Sometimes you can leave a sitter from playing a shot like that. And I thought, I can't believe this. We're going to have to play a really tricky safety. And when the reds are scattered along the table like that, there's no way you can get the cue ball completely safe.
7.
But this is a good opportunity. It's a good 2-0 up.
13. 14.
Ooh, does the blue go? Yes, it does. Thank God.
We know what a prolific
Tight, though.
potter he is, so I'd assume he'd take
Let's
this
hope
on.
it passes the red. It does, and it's in the pocket as well. Just to avoid any
Fortunate there.
19.
annoyances in the future with that, we'll pop this red as well. Just trying to play this hard and get on the blue. Because position for any of the bulk colours is never nice, I don't think, from there. There you can, as you can see, position for the blue is absolutely tickety-boo. Have to hit this hard to get on a red that's close to the pink, but it's absolutely fine because we're nice and precise with that.
He's cueing this well.
25.
He's attempting to sink this into the left corner pocket.
I want to hit that one slightly. Mind you, it won't hurt. We can go for the green. Get rid of one of those reds up bulk.
This is no gimme.
That's a top shot. Outstanding potting.
He couldn't have played that any better.
29.
I think it's important just to make sure we don't get ahead of ourselves. It can happen very easily. But equally, if we keep taking the frames, then take that as a boost.
30.
We're only 2 in here. We haven't quite won the second frame yet. Yeah, red goes just fine. It's worth
Going
checking
to the
though,
left corner pocket.
rather than looking like a pillock.
Tremendous shot.
Simply wonderful.
36.
So 4 reds left on the table. There'll be 51 left on the table after this one. So this red needed.
This is the key shot. If this goes in, you fancy him for the frame.
Good shot. So barring snookers, we've got off to a very good start.
And that
2 in
shuts the
2.
door on his opponent in this frame.
And you have to say that Judd hasn't really offered too much in these opening 2 frames either.
What a
Apart
top
from
pot
some
that was.
questionable shots.
42. $43.
Looking to pot this brown.
Good part.
And in it goes.
47.
Done well here really, because the black's been off its spot for pretty much all of this frame. But we were given I have to say, a golden opportunity by Judd Trump. I still don't quite understand why he decided to open the reds like that. I don't think he will ever understand that either, looking back at this frame. He very much got away with it, and I'm sure if we'd have not potted that red, because there was a very serious chance of us not potting it. It was a risk to take on, a risk that quite clearly has paid off here.
55.
But it might not have paid off, and we'd be sitting in our chair ourselves thinking, why did we take that shot on? Because the scores would be 1 each. But what's happened has happened, and we are 2-0 up.
Just the colours remaining on the table now.
$63.
This won't be easy.
Oof,
What a top shot that is.
that was a good shot, wasn't it?
Well, he's taking it on.
Looking in fine form, has to be said.
7.
Potting pretty much everything in front of us.
Well, I'm not surprised he's taking on the long pot here. Brilliant long pot over
We're
to
getting fairly straight on the pink, which we do.
75.
He'll want this to drop into the
Be a
centre.
break of 88. We've potted the pink, and as I said, with the black, and a break of 88 on the cards.
Not an easy one, but a half chance.
And with that black, we confirm
That completes a
that at the
brilliant
mid-session
first
interval, we will at least not be behind.
And the frame, Neil Robertson.
But a great start.
Play to take that frame.
Would be a shame to go in at 2 each.
This is starting to develop into a decent lead here. We'll want to ensure he keeps the pressure on his
Would be
opponent.
good to
He'll want to
capitalise
consolidate
on what we've done
advantage,
so
that's for
far.
sure.
Thank you. The third frame, Judd Trump to break.
Apologies about that. I had an email interrupting me. God forbid the real world, The real world taking it. Ooh, I'll tell you what, I'm not so keen on this. I'm going to hit it a little bit thinner. Hope that it doesn't go anywhere towards the pocket. And it actually hasn't. Well,
Impressive opening.
I'll tell you something. You know, I said just we're potting pretty much anything that comes to us. I didn't necessarily plan to pot that. This has been quite unbelievable so far.
He's lining this one up to the middle pocket.
It's almost like nothing can stop us. But you know what?
5.
If we win this final 9-0, we won't see me complaining.
He's tempted by this red.
Oh, we've underhit that though.
Tremendous pot.
But
Brilliant.
get away with it. Just
Excellent positional play there. Inch
apply the
perfect.
blue and get on the red on the cushion.
6.
But we will definitely have to get on the black then, because then we'll have to split the reds.
Loose shot.
Oh yeah, loose shot, yeah. We're just going for the one on the cushion, but it's a loose shot. Commentators are a bit daft sometimes, I have to say.
This is
It's
a tricky
tricky,
one
I
on the
accept
cushion.
that. but I don't think it's a loose shot. That's what we were planning for.
Wonderful
And it's
shot.
there.
Outstanding.
But position's not great.
That for a position.
Certainly to open up the reds, so just going to have to play a bit of a hit and hope here. I thought so. Even at that power, we didn't go into the reds. So if we'd have played it at 95 odd %, we'd have been way wide. Just play up to these then, to the side of them.
Neil Robertson,
He
19.
might take this red on. I
You
don't
must
think
be
he
mindful
will.
of
I don't
not
think he can get to
underhitting
it.
this shot.
Just put this back up into the bulk area. Try and avoid the pink at all costs. Won't leave anything on, but... Oh, that might be a good shot. This might be a good shot. Oh, just overhit very slightly.
He's looking for the safety
But that
here.
would have been a very tasty snooker, and I really hope he doesn't get us in it. Because, yeah, as I said, it would be a very tasty one, and I don't not fancy getting out of that one whatsoever.
He's taking this on. No, not this
Ooh.
time.
Not such a good shot there. We're actually going for the pot, you know.
Not easy with the rest.
But Judd's potted it. But where's the cue ball?
1.
Not in the best position. And crucially, we didn't really leave much on for him. And that is end of break already. Judd Trump playing some, well, strange shots certainly to get us underway.
Judd
But
Trump.
he's safe that time. Just hit the brown too hard there, unfortunately. That one red did escape the pack, so it's a half chance.
He's going for it.
And it's a good pot.
The split looks good to me.
I wouldn't personally be taking on this black, but the AI are a lot better at those sort of shots than I am.
8.
But I think he's run out of position here. Bear in mind the black will go back on its spot. Ooh, luckily he's able to get to this one.
9.
Yeah, he's looking to drop this into the middle pocket.
Goodness me, I wouldn't have played the pink, but there you go. So Judd's first serious scoring chance in this match. Let's see if he's got what it takes. I'm sure he has. He's the world number 1 at the end of the day. Recently taken that away from Mark Selby.
Hasn't really worked out at all.
But that hasn't worked out.
19.
Not what you'd tend to see from a world number 1 here. And he's just split the reds, hoping he'll probably fluke a pot. And I'll tell you something. Oh, wow, wow, wow. Oh, that's unfortunate. For Judd, anyway. Right, let's play a free ball plant here, because surely this cannot go wrong. It's right over the pocket. But it did. Well, that was a
Turning to sink
shocker.
this into the right corner.
And I'll tell you what, Judd Trump should
problem
thank
there.
his lucky stars that we mucked that up so royally.
1. 8.
Because if we hadn't, he'd have probably lost another frame.
Excellent.
But, remember, not all over yet.
Confidence and on a bit of a roll.
But a stupid shot from us at the end of the day. Couldn't believe it went that extreme.
Nicely played onto a red.
11.
There you go. The easy one's gone. Cue ball fairly close to the middle pocket, but okay. But I have to say, they're not that well positioned, are they, on this black cushion? That's the only easy one, I would say. Certainly some fine cueing to get to all of these.
21.
Oh, that's a good shot. That is a good shot.
22. 26.
And all of a sudden, it doesn't look too hard. to get those 2 reds. And with those 2 reds, he will bring a frame back. Been a scrappy one, but sometimes just need those
27.
to go your way. Now, I know from past experience, if he plays the black here, I don't think it's going to be too easy to get on the red. So he's gone for the one
34.
up bulk. He's not brilliantly positioned
Just
for
need
this,
red.
but it's there.
35.
And that should be it for the frame. He's 38 ahead with 35 left. And now 41 ahead.
38.
So if the frame wasn't dead before, this red will signal at the end.
39.
Some good play from Judd there. At the end of the day, we made the mistake, but Judd was going to take a chance sooner rather than later, wasn't he?
Just the colours now.
He had to.
48.
Got to justify his place in this final somehow.
51.
I know it sounds ridiculous talking about the world number 1 like that, but I think it's just. I think it's fair because of the way he's played in those first 2 frames. Some really, well, abysmal is the right word for his shots. But maybe this frame will kickstart a resurgence from Judd. Maybe we will go in at 2 frames each. This will be a good clearance of 73 if he can go on the black. Well, I won't say he's quite on the black, but it's worth a punt. Go on, Judd. No, he's not even played the pot there. And if he has, it's a pretty poor attempt. But at the 3rd frame, Judd trumped with a break of 66. Gets his first frame of the final. And before the final frame of the session, we lead by the singular frame. Ooh, this could be good. Just flicked off the yellow there. It's a good shot.
He's considering the simple
And he's in a snooker. And he's opened up the reds, but he's left a chance. I think he's got away with this. Dog having a party down the garden again, it seems. This doesn't look good. Not worked out, so Judd's split has actually worked again for him.
really tricky.
Well, some poor shots in the last few frames, but that is quite unbelievable. He's going to surely, well, not going off, but he misses the red. He played that way too hard.
He's aiming for the left corner here.
Very bizarre shot, but this is not such an easy shot again. To the left corner pocket. Oh, it's just about dropped. Nice shot.
Quality opening red.
1.
Again, none of these by any means easy, but the red on the black cushion will go.
Long pot.
Got to
right
pop
up
the
his
blue though
sleeve.
first, which is delicate to say the least, but it's there.
Another trademark crunching long pot.
No one said this would be easy.
6.
Need to get to the other side, don't we? Looking at that. Yeah. Okay. This might not work. And it hasn't. That's
He won't be
rather
happy
annoying.
with that.
7.
Okay.
Well, not the best safety there.
Yeah, no comment.
Neil
No
Robertson.
comment on that. Didn't quite know what I was trying, I was desperate. But what I was trying to do was get onto the other side of the table to line ourselves for the next red. That's where we needed to be. If we'd have played the typical screw back into the blue, it would have been impossible pretty much to get there. I guess we could have just said, well, we'll take the red, take the blue and call it quits. Might have been the sensible thing to do, but
7.
hindsight is a wonderful thing. going to be a little bit annoyed if Judd brings it back to 2 each, but again, you just can't let things get to you. Especially in matches of this length. One little... Well, I know, again, at the end of the final, you can look in hindsight, potentially one shot could lead to a whole raft of things, but generally speaking in this match, there are hundreds of shots still to be played, so I'm not particularly worried about what we've played already.
This should be pretty straightforward.
13.
Good shot on the brown.
They don't come much better than that.
He'll be very happy with the position here.
17. 18. 23.
Certainly a few loose reds he can attack.
24.
His main problem possibly, and that was again something we did, is that the black's off its spot. He's out of position there though, isn't he? Not quite ideal.
30. 35.
He's chipping away here. Have to admire that. And he split the reds. But just the safety, and that has not worked at all.
Yes, he's taking the pot on.
So we'll take that red, thank you very much.
Right out of the top drawer.
And we have a chance to get back into this fourth frame.
1.
He'll play this with plenty of power.
Needs to play that with some power to get on the next red. Otherwise it'd have been a gentle drop in, but wasn't quite.
3.
Unfortunately the cheap blue's not there now, is it? Make things a little bit more of a nightmare.
Not perfect position.
To be honest, the black's probably our best chance here.
4.
I think it is. It's going to leave a tight pot, but being right on the cushion, we can't really do too much more. It's not as tight as I thought it would be, that's certainly potable.
He's looking to pop this into the left corner pocket.
Good shot. And we're on the black.
Top shot, that
So a
is.
wise move to get that back
12.
towards its cushion. I'm not too enamoured with the position though. So I'm going to have to probably play with some side. Which, to be honest, isn't really doing too much unless we adjust the power. Which we've got plenty of time to do. Work out something that will work. But this just requires us to play this at the right pace. Which we have pretty much.
Well,
And we've
that's
certainly left a half
awkward
chance.
there.
19.
By no means easy this.
He's attempting to sink this.
Particularly with the
into the left
positivity
corner
of applying
pocket.
this shot could go wrong. But it's there.
I'm pretty sure that's not the position he
But-
was intending.
Look at this position, it's not great.
20.
This will get to the middle pocket though. I think it's worth a punt. Got to be unlucky for this
Taking
not
this
to go
back
in.
on.
Come on, black. Lovely.
What a pop that is. Goodness me, that's a real cracker.
27.
Crowd liked that one, didn't they? And hopefully that should be the recovery we needed to propel us to win this first frame. But what I haven't noticed is that red's still up bulk, which is a pain. So pink it is. Get ourselves on that bulk cushion, but the
Into the right middle.
closeness to the bulk cushion of this shot is going to be crucial. It looks pretty good. And that leaves a potable chance.
34.
It's a gentle tap in here, don't want to risk the in off. Good shot. But as you can see, not really left anything
Well,
on.
He lost control of the cue ball there. He's played
So-
that poorly.
Pink it is again. This is a risk.
Tricky shot here.
Great shot. Brilliant. But where's the cue ball going to end up? Actually, not in a terrible position if it pulls up now. Ran a little bit far, that did, unfortunately. Okay, well, I'll try and just get this on the bulk cushion. Hope that we can get it safe. This looks good. This looks good. That should be safe.
That's a fine snooker. Well played.
Neil
See if he can
Robertson,
get out of that one.
31.
He's got out of it, but he's left a potting chance. He certainly has.
Not what he intended at all. He'll be annoyed with that.
But, again, not easy to get on the green here, but we'll take the 2 points. And we're not on the green, obviously.
2.
So we've got to rely on our safety skills again. Need to hit this very precisely to get behind the brown.
Wow.
Would you believe that?
That.
I worried something like that would happen, you know. I did worry about that. Bloody hell.
This is a key shot coming
This
up
is
here.
bloody challenging, though. Right behind the brown. We'll know pretty much as soon as we've hit it whether it's going to go or not. I don't think it is.
No, not quite. Pretty close though.
Well, that's unbelievable, isn't it?
Any solace.
I worried that we'd get the double at some point. We can smile about it now. We might as well. Better than crying, isn't it? But, wow. Judd's played safe there. I'm not sure why he's done that. Potentially because he didn't think he could get on the next ball. Not exactly sure, but we're just going to hit this as thin as possible here. Come back up the table. I still can't believe that green. I did worry we'd get a double at some point, because that was the sort of shot we were playing on the last shot on the yellow. But it'd have been a good snooker. But this is a chance. I think it's worth a punt. I'm just going to be greedy and take this on.
Just a brown ball now.
Just the brown needed. And we were right to take that chance. And barring a complete flop here, we're going to make sure we pop the blue, pink and the black.
He's aiming to sink this
And we
into
should
the right
take a
corner.
2-frame lead into the interval. And I think it's fair to say that the first half of this session for us has been far better than the second half. Been a little bit scrappy in the third and fourth frames. But nevertheless, it's a good start for us here. I think the main thing is that we're not behind at the end of the day. That's the one thing you want to avoid in these opening sessions. But to have a 2-frame lead going into the next session is certainly a nice luxury to have. This is a tricky black from here, but we'll take it on. No risks involved.
Won't be easy.
It's tight. It's going to be tight. There we go. It's dropped. Lovely shot. And at the mid-session interval, we lead Judd Trump by 3 frames to 1.
Thank you.
So we'll go back to the main menu. We'll look at the 5th frame in the next episode. Sometimes I do the break-offs in the previous episode, but seeing as this is the final, we'll make each episode its own individual entity. I'll tell you what, that was hard work. I've nearly yawned there. But interesting start to the final. Certainly a positive start of 3 frames to 1. And, well, a side note, I can't believe we've played 205 matches now. That is mighty scary. But in the next episode, we will play up to frame number 10. Okay, if we win all of them, then we'll obviously win the tournament. And if it does get to a stage where it's 8-2 by then, I will play another frame. But I very much doubt it will be. We'll just have to see what happens, though, I guess. And as it stands, we'll play the next 6 frames in the next episode. And the final session will include the remaining frames, however many of those there may be. But if you enjoyed that, make sure to leave a like down below, comment your thoughts as well, and subscribe for regular Snooker 19 content on a Monday, Wednesday, Friday and on a Sunday. And during these times as well, please make sure you continue to stay safe and take care. But until the next time, I've been TIJ Gaming, and I will see you guys later. Goodbye for now.